Okay, Sunday Fun Day continues, and I got the knife. So we cooked these the other day, maybe 2 days ago, and we've had them put away until now, and I just dragged them out. And so for part of Sunday Fun Day, I'm going to slice these this way and just check and make sure everything's okay with them. And yeah, I'm gonna have these in the pot right after I'm done cooking the onions that are over there. And whoops, there's a spot gotta go. Actually, there's a couple of spots here I want to go. This time of the year, almost Christmas, and some of our root products are starting to show already a little bit of, even the stuff we get at the store is starting to show a little problem. So not a problem for me because I grew up here in Canada, and so we just deal with the problem that we have. Oh, there's my automatic light just went out again. So it might be a little bit dark on set right now. So I'm just going to go like this, and it's going to come back on. It's a motion light. We like it. I hate it, but you know, it's one of those things. You like it and you hate it at the same time. Yeah, so I'm just taking off the excess here that I consider that I don't want, and they look pretty good there. So I think that's all going to go that one. And I'm just going to slice these up and have a look at what we got. These are going to go into the same frying pan that the onions were in, and I'll be using the oil. Now, Georgina has a love for, what is it, George?
What?
Sweet potatoes.
Oh, well.
So I am not going to make her eat a white potato, and instead we're going to run a potato through.
Under duress and on special occasions, I may consume white potatoes.
But you know, everybody's got their own little thing, and
They still taste
her,
like dirt, but I don't mind them as much as I did when I was a kid.
yeah. So we'll just you know, because it's Sunday and everything, you should always look after your people, right? And keep them happy. So yeah, this one's looking pretty good, I think. Let's see, I think there's one little spot there I'd like to get rid of. And another one on this one. This one's not a bad potato. Okay, so that's my potatoes all sliced up to go. And I'll just push these aside for right now.
And what are you going to do with those poor, unsuspecting carrots?
Oh, the poor carrots. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll take this end off from my buddy Martin's mother, because she didn't like that end. Oh, that's got to come a little bit
Oh,
more.
the carrots weren't so bad as the little pointy bits on the beans.
Yeah, she did not like
Pointy bits on the beans.
bits on the beans. And I'll tell you what, I still don't see a problem with the pointy bit on the bean. Some people, I guess, do. So anyway, this is how I do my carrots into a chopped state. By the way, this knife, if you've ever had a knife that wanders while you're cooking, this one with this Damascus blade does not wander. You get a straight cut every time. Listen to the crunch of these carrots, and remember that it's Christmas time and that these carrots have been here for a couple of months now. And you know what? I'm having crunch when I'm cutting, which is like real nice.
Wave at the light again.
Okay, I gotta wave at the light again. Yep, come back, Mr. Light. Now, the one thing that I really watch, and that is when I put the knife down into the area of my hand here, you can see the end of that blade. And I'm going to tell you, you wouldn't want to poke yourself even a little bit with that. But watch, there's a wandering cut. I don't have to have it. It's just the way I put the knife down. It was not because the knife was bending. Okay? Now, some of you people I've noticed that have channels, you have knives that will cut very nicely when they're sharp, but you also have a knife that bends very nicely when you're trying to cut harder materials like this. So here we go. All I'm doing is just running the knife down through the middle. And I'm going to tell you, I sharpened this knife just before we started. So that's why it's cutting well. And it's just, I use a stick sharpener, and I just run it down through the little black end where the stones are. And then I don't even know what that process is, whereby you use the stick on the end for taking the deburring. I don't even know what they really call that process.
Well, you do the same thing when you sharpen a straight razor. You sharpen it, and then you
Strop it.
you strop it, and it does a similar thing
But
to
this
that.
isn't really stropping because there's no strop involved. So
No.
it's a steel strop.
It always sounds like we're having roast when he's doing it, because he's sharpening it and then he's cleaning the burrs off. So to me, it always reminds me of roast at my grandparents' place when my grandfather was getting ready to cut the roast. It always reminds me of roast. So.
But you know what? In cutting of the vegetables, oh, look at that. I missed Wilma's end. I just love cutting vegetables.
And so how are we going to prepare these vegetables, these carrots?
These carrots, I believe, are going, well, there's two ways we can do these carrots quickly. I could put them in the hot pot or the Instant Pot for 10 minutes and they'd be coming out just right. Or I can put them in a little pot and boil them on the stove. And my mother was a great boiler of carrots and other vegetables on the stove.
Until they were dead.
Until they were dead, yes. But
if you
my
threw those at the
grandmother-
wall, they'd stick, and that's not a good thing.
My grandmother, on the other hand...
You going to take the end off of that?
Oh, I missed that one too, did I? All right. Yeah, my grandmother, on the other hand, she had one of the original Instant Pots, which was known as a pressure cooker. And I'm going to tell you something. I can remember hours and hours of that thing just whistling off in the kitchen.
They were very scary.
And my grandfather was very happy with it because his father was the engineer on the train back then, and that would be like in the 30s. And when my grandfather was quite young, actually that was actually until about 1918, truthfully. And this was a New Brunswick line called the Caracat line. And this was my family, and my family were the engineer was my great grandfather, and then my grandfather and his brothers were operators on the plow, or on the plow in the wintertime, but on the they were stokers, and they did all the jobs. And there's lots of stories I can tell you that my grandfather shared, and I will do that someday with you. So now you can see my carrots are prepared, my potatoes are prepared. Further over under that light that's still on for a minute is my onions going very slowly. And so we'll bring you back in a little while. But please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.